See Mickey. See Mickey. It's like they're already taking them down for rocking.
They're going to make a decision this way. They're not going to go back.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Taking the line for rock and roller in. So a slightly weird early entry because they were about 7 minutes late letting us in the ticket gates this morning. But we plan on just doing tower probably 4 times. That's usually what our goal is. And then we're going to be headed home, so this will be a short one for today.
Mom, look at it.
I know.
What happened on the
I think he made kind of screwed everything up.
I think so if there's a cast member here, that means but if it's not open, then we can
Good morning from Hollywood Studios. And this will be a very, very short stream today. Probably less than an hour is ultimately the goal. Less than an hour. We're going to be headed home today back to Nashville. So we're going to be doing tower kind of like we did on our Thursday stream, but we're going to try not to screw it up this time. But we'll try to shoot for 4 rides. It depends on if the pre-show is running or not, but we'll shoot for 4 rides on tower. Usually the goal is 4 or 5 during early entry, so the ultimate goal is to try to have it done, but it depends on how early they take us in. If it's all the way at early entry time, there's so many factors that go into how many rides we get on tower in the morning, but we will see. So thanks for joining us for today, hanging out with us. Again, it'll be a short stream this morning. We weren't even 100% sure we were going to stream, but kind of decided, you know, we kept narrating our lives without having the stream active, so we might as well narrate it with you guys. So welcome in. Thanks for joining for today. But we should be, it looks like they've lined them up, taking them to the further wait point, but we're looking, it's about 10 till, so really any time now I would expect them to let us in, but it's not a weekend, and usually the weekends is when they try to get us in, and they also had a delayed ticket gate opening, which was very peculiar for tower, or for Hollywood. It's about 7 minutes before they let us in the ticket gates, because normally it's right on the button at 8 o'clock, and you can normally set a watch by it, but today could not set a watch by it. About 7 minutes after they let us through the ticket gates, so worried maybe we'll have some delay for tower as well, but we'll see. But I can't tell if Rockin' is running already or not, but we will see. We will see what happens with tower. Just hanging out now, waiting for them to let us in. We did meet and have some good conversation with folks while waiting for the ticket line this morning. It's always good to have some folks around you to chit-chat with when you're waiting. So I definitely encourage, if you're hanging out in the parks, just be friendly, meet new people, say hi. Don't ever feel weird meeting new people in the parks. You know, we're all at the happiest place on earth, so we might as well be happy with other people. They are testing. I do see the doors opening of tower, so they are running test runs currently. Got a bunch of people that always go to Rockin' first thing in the morning. We don't, even when we do rocking, we don't normally do it first thing in the morning because we usually do the single rider line after we've done tower. And we've still had pretty good success with that being about a 10-15 minute wait for the single rider line. So that's typically our plan if we want to do rockin'. I doubt we will do rockin' for this trip. Just a little bit rattling. And then we're headed home after this, so I don't really want to get rattled and then have to sit in the car for 10 hours and drive. But we are mostly in the shade this morning, which is good. Sometimes when you're standing in this line, if you're too far forward, you'll get stuck in kind of these spots. If you see these folks where you're still standing in the sun, that can be a little bit hard when they let you in the gate right at time and then you wait the full 30 minutes. So it's all about trying to keep cool and trying to stay in the shade as much as possible. But we're not too overly worried because, again, it's a short day for us today. But Rebecca's doing the proper sit on a curb while she waits. And the sadness that we did not get to see Fantasmic last night. It's kind of one of those where we talked about where it's like, you know, it was a really good day, but, you know, if we could have just capped it out with Fantasmic, it would have been great. But, you know, just the rain, the lightning. We got to see part of the show on the Chinese theater, but then it's kind of, we had the mad rush with the scooter to try to get it out to the car. No scooter today. We're capable of standing for short periods of time. Rebecca doesn't have too much issues, so for this morning we're only going to do about an hour maybe in the parks. It's not quite as bad because most of it's just walking into tower, and you can't take the scooter into tower anyway. You can take a wheelchair in, so if you do have a wheelchair, it will let you go through the line for tower. We have done that before on previous trips. And they do have wheelchairs available, so if you need to transfer into a wheelchair, they have them where they can swap off. So if you have an ECV and you need a wheelchair, you just have to switch to the wheelchair. They'll give you a loaner to be able to go through the line with. Good morning, Sophia. I may be delayed on responding to comments and such just because I'm running a little bit different setup this morning with the standard wireless and cellular signal instead of using my app to bond the connections together. So we'll see how that does. We do typically have some breakdown in connection, but the breakdown in connection is usually when we get to the basement of tower. But welcome in, everybody. Hopefully we'll be getting on tower here in just a little bit. So far I've only seen them testing the left side, which is not usually the greatest thing. We want to see those right side open as well. Tower at half capacity is pretty slow. But we should be getting close here. Again, we hope to get 3 or 4 rides before early entry, with it being about time and they haven't let us go yet. We're probably looking at closer to maybe 3. It also then depends on if they're running the pre-show. So a lot of times for early entry, they will not be running the pre-show. You'll just walk through the library. And you won't actually stop, which does help. It helps the timing a lot. But yeah, I see the left side has opened and tested a couple times, but I have not seen the right side open. So we'll see what that means, if it means anything. But I think we're already a little bit, what I would say, behind the ideal solution. But we can come down here and see. We had one of the Mickey artists earlier, the water artist, painting Mickey down here. He's already evaporated a good bit. That just shows how hot it is. Looks like we're about to go now because we've got our cast member back at the secondary position back there. So then when she moves back, she's going to be pointing us into that second corral. And again, we'll see what happens. But thanks for joining us for this morning. Again, it'll be a short one because all we're going to do is early entry, and then we're headed home, sadly. This is the kind of cap out to our trip, is that we usually if we have early entry, we try to do an early entry rope drop, and then we'll try to get in the car, headed home by 9:30 or so. So we just try to hit a couple things in the morning, which Hollywood, our favorite to do, is just to try to do tower. We'll try to do it as many times as we can, but we'll see how it works out, because we're still just awaiting at this point. We're just burning up the feet, but thankfully it's the last day, so burning up the feet is not a bad thing. Yeah, Rebecca down here on the curb enjoying the shade and the sitting. A couple more cast members that were coming in. Thanks everybody for coming in and watching, hanging out.
It's like, I'll do what I want.
Yeah, short fun day this morning. I think we're getting, from a timing perspective, this is usually where we're going from our 4 to 3 rides before, just because of not getting in. They've let us in to tower as early as, 15 to 20 minutes before early entry, and then as late as, a couple minutes after. The ultimate problem that happens is if tower has a delayed opening, which it could be, we don't know. We did not have luck last night with Phantasmic, so we're just hoping to not have a delayed opening. They have not announced anything, and they are usually pretty good when it comes to the early morning rope drop, with early morning entry letting you know, so if there's going to be a delayed. So they just got the thumbs up. We're moving. So that was, let's see, like 2 minutes early, so we'll see what that means long term. I didn't see. Well, I didn't see the.
Step on Donald.
Step over Donald. Try not to step on. Just down on the right. It is kind of a hard one when you do this one, is knowing where to park the stroller. We got the hold at the gates. There we go. You had to get the gate open. She got it perfect. Morning.
Good morning.
So now we have the long walk in. I won't talk a lot as we walk through the line, because I'm going to be huffing and puffing. So just enjoy the ambiance as we walk through. I don't normally expect we'll have a pre-show, but we can see. What message was that? Gary?
Church.
Oh. Morning and welcome in, Dave. We are going through the line of tower for early entry. Our plan will be to do this as many times as we can before the end of early entry. We can usually get 3, maybe 4 in. It may just be a 3-day, because we're running a little bit later for them letting us in. But if it's a 3-day, well, if they have the pre-show running, we'll only get 2 before maybe early entry ends, but we'll have to hit that 3rd one with the other, but we'll see. It's like they got the right side just open. It's like, here comes our normal. I can't remember what his name is. That's our normal guy. We're not quite as good with knowing all the cast member names. We have some of the cast members we really enjoy. I need to go back and look to see what that cast member yesterday's name was. because she did an awesome job with the elevator, and she was interacting very well with people.
She was paying attention to the guests.
She was doing a really good job. We also like Kathleen. Kathleen's one of our favorites just because she's very creepy, and you feel it, and it's just the vibes that she puts off really fit the tower vibes.
She's very tall and skinny. She's easy to spot.
She's also easy to spot, so I'll take a look. The lobby area. They may not be fully ready to go. They were only testing one side when I was standing there, so we've been held here a couple times, but
I'm left for about 10 seconds though.
It looks like a hotel.
here we go. So we'll see. We get a little bit anxious when we're not going for early entry, especially because to us, again, it's all about no pre-show. Good. It's Alex is the one that we like. We like Alex. He's one of our normal early entry folks that's usually managing. No pre-show, so we get to walk to go left first thing because not as many people will go left. And sometimes you can end up being on one, but it looks like everybody's going left. And they have the chain up. Do they have the chain up? Yep. So the right side's not working this morning. I was kind of worried about that. So that would mean they're running half capacity this morning. There were people standing over there, so. Going to row 3. Row 3.
We were supposed to be on 3.
It's like, I think we were on 3.
This is row 2.
That's row 3.
That's row 3. 2's on the outside over there. Where do you...
The numbers are not in order. That is confusing.
Good morning, everyone. In just a few moments, your elevator will arrive. When it does, I will call you row by row. Bags will on the floor by your feet. Loose items, please put them away. And your seatbelts will be on your left. Please make sure there is nothing between you and your seatbelt. No bags, jackets, or loose items. Any questions?
To our valued guests, for your safety once on board, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the elevator at all times. And do take special care to supervise your children. Thank you. Estimados huéspedes, por su seguridad, una vez a bordo, por favor, permanezcan sentados y mantengan sus manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del elevador en todo momento. Y por favor, vigile a sus amigos. Gracias.
Row 3, you are also in the middle.
Thank you.
Row 2, you're outside. Once again, bags on the floor, these items put away. Nothing between you and your seatbelts. On the right side, there's a lovely yellow strap. I'm going to go row by row. Please. My back row, pull on the yellow strap, please. On your right. Pull on the yellow strap, please. Thank you. Middle row, pull on that yellow strap, please. Thank you. Part of me. Front row, pull on those yellow straps, please. Pull on the yellow strap. Very good. Last thing I ask, everyone's hands up just for a few moments. Keep them up, please. Well, most of you get to keep your fingers.
Okay.
You are the passengers in the most uncommon elevator. When One stormy night long ago, 5 people stepped through the door of an elevator and it was a nightmare. That door is opening once again, and this time, it's opening for you. You are about to discover what lies beyond the 5th dimension, beyond the deepest, darkest corner of the imagination, the Tower of Terror.
Say down first. Let's see. I'd like to have an ear pop, but you know I can't do that on the stuff here. That's ride number 1 on Tower. We're gonna try to go back around and do it again. Because we got on pretty quick. 8 after. Yeah, it was.
A warm welcome back to those of you who made it, and a friendly word of warning, something you won't find in any guidebook. The next time you check into a deserted hotel on the dark side of Hollywood, make sure you know just what kind of vacancy you're filling, or you may find yourself a permanent resident of the Twilight Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, please gather your belongings and watch your step as you exit through the elevator doors. We trust your stay at the Hollywood Tower Hotel has been a pleasant one, and please do come back and see us again. Thank you.
Quickly. But again, we're headed right back on the tower again. Typically for early entry, if you do this, there's not going to be any wait, so you're going to walk straight back in, and if they're not doing the pre-show, you'll walk straight back into the boiler room. But we'll also see if Rebecca catches us or not. Oh, what's going on here? Why are there people? Oh, that's the non-early entry folks. I was like, why are there people here? We'll hold up and wait for Rebecca before we go in. She must have gotten held up.
Does he need to park that?
I will. We'll have to park the ATV down on the wall. Thanks. We do have a wheel train we need.
Hi, so ride number 2. Rebecca's gonna catch up with. Ooh. Well, they were only running one side, so.
This is bad.
I was like, this may be a 2-tower day.
Yeah.
Sad day.
It's gonna kill our streak.
Yeah, we've never done less than 3, so.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting.
I don't think we are. Well, I think from what I was hearing, those people in front of us, I think Slinky Dog may have been down. Or they were saying a delayed entry, but they're only running one side, so this could be 25 minutes.
They're probably running pre-show now.
No, but they're not running both sides. But, well, if we only get 2 before we head home, that's fine. Still got something. It doesn't feel quite as worth it if we only get 2, but...
It's starting to get sticky.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, I love Steven's face when you were like, you're on the wrong ride.
He was like, oh, yeah.
Well, it's just he has such a look for rock and roller.
He's
It's kind of...
great at rock and roll.
Well, he's also the one that sometimes will have a guitar, and he'll be like walking around with the guitar, and he fits very much with rock and roller. Yeah, we were hoping to get 3 rides in, maybe 4, but it's looking like we may only get 2. It looks like one of the shafts is not currently functioning, which really makes Tower a slow ride when there's, I mean, it's 50% of the normal capacity. We're normally, for early entry, we're never backed up at all. Normally when we come back through for our second time, there's nobody out here standing. The first time you might stand in line is once you get into the boiler room, so. Adjusted schedule for today from what our normal plan is, but that's just been our mantra this trip because we missed out on Fantasmic last night. Hollywood has been letting us down. We did get the extra ride on Tower last night though after the villain show.
That's true.
That was not planned. That just happened, so. Well, and this is also that awful that because they'll open up the lightning lane right at time, they'll start pulling people from the lightning lane, and if the other shaft doesn't open, this could be a decent wait. And I'm currently molting, so I can find my tripod so I can set you guys down. Because we're in set down area.
I think I was pin trading already. None of the boards are out yet.
Well, sometimes that lobby board is already.
Sometimes the lobby board's out and the one at Crossroads, and neither one of them were out yet. So it's definitely a full operating weekday where everything's running behind schedule.
Yep.
It's a true
Well,
Monday.
we were late. Well, because it's like we were late getting in the ticket gate. We were late, in my mind, getting onto Tower, and then it's been slow. So it's been a rough early entry morning so far. And we don't have early entry next time we come, so we'll have to have an alternate schedule. But we are moving forward a little bit here. Yeah, I forgot my hat, and I was having to like pull my hat off and get it clipped to my backpack as we were getting clipped in. Yeah, so this feels like a single shaft. So Tower is good with the fact that it rarely goes all the way down. The problem is if one shaft is down, it's a very slow load.
It is, but I was kind of hoping like all the stack was there for the other side, so I figured it might come up kind of quick.
Yeah, there's actually, I know, Craig's Robotics, I think there's, if I remember correctly, isn't there a Disney Plus like special that's specifically on Tower and talks about the different Tower instances that are there? But I did know that it was the first trackless ride because it was kind of the cool concept that it goes through. And what's funny about it is that, you know, the Tower here was the first one that was trackless that went through, and they did not duplicate that design for the Disneyland alternatives because they do not move and go through. Now those have since been rethemed to Guardians, so those don't still have the same Tower moniker, but...
Guardians is fun, but Tower's iconic. Just can't really
well,
get
the
rid of
extra
it.
go...
I kind of wish they had kept an original splash, too.
The extra go-through of the building with the Tower here does add an extra element that is not at the Guardians towers, but I do understand it's really more efficient to just have you go in and go up and down, up and down, up and down, and then exit than it is to have the actual cars move here, and these are more complicated because of that, which sometimes I would say results in the additional downtime of a shaft, but we like Tower, we really enjoy it. When one shaft is down, it can be miserable standing in this line. We did do it one day in the rain, in this area where we got in line. I think the wait was like 25 minutes, and I think we ended up waiting like an hour, and most of that time waiting was spent standing right here in the rain. And it's because they were mostly letting the lightning lane people go, which is the issue you get sometimes, because like right now when we get to normal park opening, if we're still out here at 9 o'clock, the lightning lane will start up and they will prioritize the lightning lane over the normal lane, and so you'll really only be moving very, very rarely. But I think definitely right now we're running one shaft, which is why we're going slow and why we're only going to get 2 rides on tower this morning. You can see how long this takes if you want to try to... I like rocking, but it rattles a lot for her. And it rattles some for me too, but not quite as bad. Oh, now that's a fun one too, that the ride software was designed to run on Windows NT.
I bet that came a problem at some point.
Well, I would say Windows NT was a decently stable version.
Hydraulic cushions.
All the fun information we get from chat. But we are in the good zone for tower, which is what I would call the seating zone. It's the same thing with if you get on the ride and you're in the planters, you can come have a seat on the side, rest your legs a little bit, or get a lean on it. But this was exactly where we were when we got stuck here for it was probably a good 25-30 minutes that we were literally just standing here in the rain. And it would have been really nice if there was actually a covering over this, but there is not. Well, it's really interesting about tower. It's like as we talk about some of the like specifics, it's interesting about tower to me is someone who is scared of heights, number one, and does not like drop rides. I don't think it opens. I didn't think it opened for early entry, but as somebody that does not like drop rides and does not like heights, I still very much enjoy tower, which is such a weird concept. So Slinky's running out. So Slinky's running, but Minnie and Mickey's is down, which makes sense why more people are over here as well. And the only having one shaft kind of hurts. For here? Yeah, it's more than 25 right now because there's a ton of people now. Sorry for not too much moderation. I'm trying to catch my breath from walking up the hill. And we're gonna move ever so slightly. Whether Craig wants it or not, you're gonna be a moderator. I don't actually, I know the moderation gives you extra powers, but I'm kind of like anyone that wants to hang out with us is welcome to be a moderator. It just means you get to be blue in the chat with the little wrench icon. You get to be special. Thankfully, because we don't have a ton of viewers, I don't have to worry too much about the moderation. So we don't have anybody causing a ruckus in the chat. If we got to that being a problem, we would have to figure something out. But don't ever expect that to really be a problem with us, because I don't really expect us to be folks that are going to have a lot of folks. But again, if you're just coming in, you're just watching, welcome in. This is Disney Streams, I guess Disney Streams with David and Rebecca. We are annual pass holders, but we're annual pass holders from Nashville. So we live quite a distance away. We try to make it to the parks as much as we can. We've been a whole bunch. This has been the first trip that we've actually streamed from. We are going on a hiatus for a while, so we will be outside of the parks for the next three months. So we won't be back again until September. So it'll be a hard 3 months for us, but thankfully I'll be able to watch a whole bunch of other streamers and still get some of my Disney fix from watching some of the other folks in the park. That tends to be where, my interest in, streaming our vacation came from, was watching other people do it. Hey, why not? but it's also kind of fun for us because it gives us a way of chronicling our vacation and kind of having that on YouTube in case we want to go back and watch certain pieces of our own vacation and the calamities that ensued. Like yesterday when I tried to drive the scooter with an umbrella and the gimbal and through the rain, which Rebecca missed it, so she'll have to go back and watch the stream and enjoy the hilarity where I was hitting the but the hilarity of trying to hit the gas on the scooter with the bottom of the gimbal and then realizing that if I needed to stop the way the gimbal was, there was no way for me to stop. So if someone had stepped in front of me, they would have been toast. Welcome in. This is sadly, this is only standing in line for our second time on tower this morning, which it looks like is all we're going to get. We are headed home today, so we generally try to be back on our way home by about 9:30. So this is probably going to be it for us. So all you're going to have gotten is the early morning stream of 2, but one of Tower shafts was down, and then Minnie and Mickey's was down, so there was more traffic headed this way. And then with one of the tower shafts being down, they're just running way behind what they normally are in the mornings. Most mornings we can generally get 3 or 4 rides during early entry. The park opened a little bit late, which was kind of weird. The ticket scan was about 7 minutes after, which was just very peculiar for Hollywood because it's always been kind of right on the button at 8 o'clock. And then they didn't start letting us into the tower line until about 2 minutes before, which sometimes we get lucky and, it's 10, 15, and then they actually held us in the lobby area until a minute or 2 after. So that was where we kind of realized, yep, it's down. It's going to be a little bit slower day, but it's still good. We'll get 2 rides in, and then we'll be headed home back to Nashville. So it'll be, again, short stream. We'll see if it's under an hour. But we weren't really planning on streaming today, but we were kind of standing in line for tower, and I had the stuff in my bag, and I was like, hey, why not? We also realized that we kind of got used to narrating through the stream, and so we realized that even when we weren't streaming, we were narrating. And it's kind of funny to talk to yourself.
We both felt weird in the car on the way home last night, not talking.
Yeah, last night we had turned off the stream, we got in the car, and we were both like, it's too quiet. We feel like we need to be talking to somebody. And even when you guys watching don't respond, we still feel like we're talking to somebody. I guess it helps us get our inner thoughts out. That's probably not a good thing, getting your inner thoughts out, but hopefully it's the thoughtful inner thoughts. But we'll see. At least right now I'm getting a decent breeze coming through, so I'm like, okay, I'd rather be in the lobby standing, but it's also because it was a shorter day. I know we weren't quite as geared up for a full day, so it's like I'm wearing very bad shoes, so my feet are going to be hurting very badly within another minute or 2. But again, we're only planning on standing out here for another 20 minutes or so, because as soon as this ride is done, we will be headed home. Doing some more movement. I also assume they probably will have the pre-show running now, and that's probably part of the moving in batches, where typically during early entry when they're moving people quick and they have both shafts open, they will not have the pre-show moving. Granted, though, we are not moving as fast as the pre-show bundles of people normally are, so we'll see. (1917), the date the tower was built in the fictional Hollywood Tower Hotel. Is it 1937? Was it 1937 or 27 that it gets struck by lightning? The tower. Because it's 1917 it was built. 1937, okay. 20 years after it was built. I knew it was an even number. It was something easy to
Playing on my
remember.
phone, I'm not listening to you rambling.
You're not listening to me ramble. That's why she likes when we stream, is she can just tune me out as I talk to you guys, and she doesn't have to listen. She tunes me out when I'm talking to her anyway, so it just makes it a little bit easier to go, oh, well, I thought you were talking to the people on stream.
AC.
Yeah, we're right on the cusp here. I'll take the cusp. So the lightning lane is going to open.
8:58.
Yeah, it was like the lightning lane's going to open, and that's going to be... Yeah, my shoes did not get dried off, so I'm wearing my backup shoes that are not park shoes at all. They're just slip-on shoes for driving home. But mostly, we didn't get super wet. I had to wipe down the scooter when we put it in the car, but it wasn't too bad. We did manage to stay mostly dry. The bottom half of me was pretty wet, but did manage to get dried off from last night. I know we kind of debriefed from yesterday, and we were like, you know, it was a really good day. We just kind of ended on somewhat of a slightly disappointing note, just because of the rain and the fact that we missed out on Fantasmic. But we could always watch Fantasmic. I think somebody actually was going to be streaming Fantasmic tonight or maybe tomorrow. So we could always watch it in the stream, which is what's good. It looks like we're maybe running both sides of the pre-show now.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments, the library doors in front of you will be opening. Please stand back from the doors as they will be opening.
The tie painting. Yes, Sheldon, we are in Tower. This is the second Tower ride of the day. It looks like we're only going to get 2 before we go home. But we'll get you guys the pre-show. We weren't sure we'd get you guys the pre-show at all. Hopefully my magic band actually works and goes off after we get out of the pre-show this time.
It didn't want to scan the photo. Like, it was like...
Sorry.
Starting to have issues. So man,
We have that.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone. Hollywood, 1939. Amid the glitz and the glitter of a bustling young movie town at the height of its golden age, the Hollywood Tower Hotel was a star in its own right, a beacon for the show business elite. Now, something is about to happen that will change all that. The time is now, on an evening very much like the one we have just witnessed. Tonight's story in the Twilight Zone is somewhat unique and calls for a different kind of introduction. This, as you may recognize, is a maintenance service elevator, still in operation, waiting for you. We invite you, if you dare, to step aboard, because in tonight's episode, you are the star, and this elevator travels directly to the Twilight Zone.
Into the boiler room, and I'm assuming it's either going to be backed up or not backed up, depending on if they're running. That's the issue from this morning, and she's coming because she's going to have to wait on me. I don't know if I'm going to catch up to her. I'm like way back here. darted through, folks. No, I did not. I don't normally. It's always a problem coming out of that room, but sad day, no right side.
They're trying to work on it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure they're trying to work on it, but because I was like, we're going to need to go after this just from timing wise, because we need to get on the road. Sad day. Let me check pins on the way out.
Yep. The gift shop board may not be out on the strip because it doesn't.
Yeah, that one.
Over 10.
Well, and I don't know if the other place is open. The photo pass place, I don't think it's open until 10. So, just always, you never know when it comes to the early entry rope drop. See, you get the weird blue, and it's like, I don't know what was with the weird blue. Our magic bands have been like weirdly turning blue on this ride, and like the ride we did last night, they were blue the whole entire time. And it was just kind of slightly distracting. But one side is down on tower, so that's part of the reason it's slower. Normally what at least has been our historical experience.
It says 6 doesn't open till 11.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right.
Historically, for early entry, you can get, you know, three or four rides on tower just going around and around and around for early entry, because normally they're not running the pre-show, but that's with both shafts open. But with only one shaft open, cuts that pretty much in half. So only able to get 2 for today before early entry.
So 50 minutes for tower now.
Well, that's because they just opened up
Now
to
Mania's
normal.
down.
Rough Hollywood morning.
Slinky's up and Minnie Mickey's is up.
Yeah, yesterday was a really long stream, especially for it only being like our 3rd or 4th stream ever. Because it did end up being in 2 parts, but I think we had 5 hours and 6 hours for both of them.
Go back and watch them if you need content for today.
If you want content for today, go watch one of the other streamers that's live out there. I'm sure there's a couple other folks. If I could figure out how to send you guys directly over there, I would when I end out this stream, but I'm not that cool. I don't know how to do that yet. But again, we'll be done after this ride on tower. We'll walk you guys around the strip as we walk out to see if there's any pins, but then we'll
You did
get
have
out.
some earlier attempts at streaming earlier in the week also, but those
Yes,
had some issues also.
there were a couple hiccups and glitches, like there are with any, but yesterday went pretty well. I've just kind of learned you just don't touch anything. That's not. Just don't touch the phone. They're talking about the drip from the ceiling over here, which was restored recently after like several years of it not working. Aww, one
You should have
behind.
come to join me.
Sorry. It doesn't really matter at this point.
It doesn't.
It was like, we're not going to get another ride after this one. Sorry, honey. Miss Fantasmic only got 2 tower rides in the morning. We're just...
Well, my good pin training was at Epcot, not here, so Hollywood was kind of a bust for this trip.
Well, no, I mean, we did Thursday. So Thursday we did 4 rides on tower.
I mean, that's true. And we did get to see both of the new shows yesterday.
Yes, we saw both of the new shows yesterday. You can definitely go back and watch those. The Mermaid show we were not in a good spot for, but the Villain show we were actually in a pretty good spot.
How many?
Protein. He's going to put us on the front. My normal spot. Up against the wall.
My knees are shut.
Okay, my feet are hurting already, but I'm also wearing garbage shoes today, so I need to buy some new slip. I need to buy like the Skechers brands or like the nice. Okay, then no, maybe not. I'm not gonna be like my mother-in-law. If I thought she was watching, but I don't think, Dawn, you were watching this morning.
Good morning and welcome everyone to the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Thank you for staying with us today. Your elevator will arrive soon to take you to your rooms. You'll go in one side, call your room numbers. Please be seated and fasten your seatbelt from your left to right and left to right only. At this time, remove any bags around your waist or shoulders. And once you reach your seat, place them on the floor alongside any other big luggage. Finally, hold tight to anything or anyone you wish to keep.
To our valued guests, for your safety once on board, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the elevator at all times.
Patriotism, she knows that I make fun of her constantly. It's part of the banter of a fun mother-in-law. Alright.
Row 6, you'll be at the top left, please. Row 5, top right. Row 4, middle left. Row 3, middle right. Row 2, go ahead to the front left. And row 1, front right.
Yeah, so this will be our last tower. We'll waltz you through the main area, and then we'll be done for today.
Now everyone in the back row, pull the yellow strap on your right hand side. Middle row, same for you. And finally, a front row, pull the yellow strap, please. And then pull the strap up with your buckles. Thank you. Now everyone put your hands up, both hands up. Thank you. And do enjoy your stay.
You are the passengers on the most uncommon elevator about. One stormy night long ago, 5 people stepped through the door of an elevator and became a nightmare. That door is opening once again, and this time, it's opening for you. You are about to discover what lies beyond the 5th dimension, beyond the deepest, darkest corner of your imagination, in the Tower of Terror.
There we go. We didn't get the floor to heat yet. Alright, get ready. Up, down, up, down.
It's over.
What?
It's over.
Oh, you're sad it's over. Sorry, honey. Final tower ride for a while. Yeah, that one. But we had a video at the beginning.
A warm welcome back to those of you who made it, and a friendly word of warning. Something you won't find in any
We hadn't hit that
The
sequence.
next time you check into a deserted kind of vacancy you
Steven's down
felt,
here still.
or you may find yourself a permanent resident.
He was probably up top on the side that was broken.
Ladies and gentlemen, please gather your belongings and watch your step as you exit through the elevator doors.
Yes, I try my hardest not to drop you guys. She's gonna check the pin board, but I'm gonna try to get outside because this is usually where I get bad signal. Alright, well thanks guys for joining us. We'll still walk you guys back down Hollywood Boulevard and back around to the exit, but that's gonna be it for rides for us. We're headed back to Nashville today, but appreciate everybody joining. But feel free to stick around, but that's going to be it for rides. We are kind of a little bit sad because we only got to do Tower twice. We normally try to end our trips out with, 3-4 rides on Tower, but it is a long drive back to Nashville, and we will have to make that long drive. So we'll walk down Main Street. It's not Main Street. What is the main drag here called? Because this is Hollywood Boulevard. Is it Vine?
Oh, this is Sunset.
Sunset. Okay,
The
so
main
it's
is
Hollywood. Okay, I should know these things.
The weird row with the restaurants that lead
Oh, okay, that's right. But we'll walk down that direction. We'll still see if there's any other pin boards to take a look at as we head back out to the parking lot, and then we'll end out once we get out that direction. But still going to be a little bit over an hour for the stream this morning. But I didn't start you guys crazy early, but I probably should have, because our inline conversation while we waited for the ticket scanners to open was pretty good. Walk about 10 miles when I come, and that's all she does, is walks and enjoys people watching. She was a really fun person to talk to just because she's a local. She comes to the park, she said, like maybe 4 or 5 days a week just to walk, and I'm like, that's kind of what I would totally want to do if I lived in Orlando. Come, just hang out.
retired also.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I would also love, it's like my thing is I would also love to be able to just spend that much time in the parks and not worry about riding something. Like just enjoying the ambiance, enjoying people. I know a lot of people do that if they have like a local zoo or another place. They'll have a membership to go to walk in. Picture lady down here we got to stop for.
Yep, we did have to take a picture.
Stop and take a picture because we have not taken pictures very well. We'll have to wait in line because I think the people in front of us are going to do a picture, but that's okay. Sun is ugly. But we'll just do a picture.
Well, I feel bad because she's kind of under the umbrella, but the shade's way over there.
Her head is under the umbrella.
Yeah, but I don't think she's actually getting any shade.
No. I mean, we're not getting shade at the moment, so. Step up a little bit here. I'm going to be molting by the time we get a picture.
Just you any day.
Wow, that's true. Yeah, we haven't done a lot of pictures this trip. We've kind of failed, but we streamed,
forget
so.
That we have PhotoPass half the time.
Yeah, we do kind of forget the PhotoPass stuff. Also, see if the phone decides to overheat sitting in the sun over here. I'll try to set
A
it.
little bit of shade right there.
Yeah, it's all
Stick
set it.
like in between the bathrooms.
Way to like bring the suitcase up, but I'm also sitting at my tower there. Did you guys want to bring my suitcase in here? I gotcha. Have a good day, you guys. You too.
Thank you. All right. Like a school group down there. Make sure we got everything. You know we like to leave things when we set down places. I gotta check to see if they have pins out. I'm just gonna keep watching. Ah, she does.
No problem, bye.
Do you see anything new on? I'm trying to do the castles and the blue and
I
both.
think we had a few yesterday, but
Yeah.
Comes and
Yeah.
goes.
they don't say.
Have a great day.
You do.
Ah, doesn't seem like there's a ton of people around this morning. It's like there's a decent flow in and out, but there's not a ton of folks just hanging out.
Breeze.
Yes, there's a breeze. It feels nice. It's the cloud came over at least for a quick moment. You know, that's what it's going to do right as we're walking out. It's going to feel good. It's going to be beautiful, wonderful right as we walk out.
So annoying.
That's the way it goes. We can try to see if there's a photo person on Hollywood Boulevard. Hollywood Boulevard. You just reminded me what it was. I always think this is Hollywood Boulevard because it goes to the Tower Hotel. That's the Hollywood Tower Hotel. That's why.
Reasonable. There's a long line for that one. We don't want to do that.
No. Yeah, I was like, if there's a long line for them, we don't have to. And we did our tower. Typically for us, our picture for Hollywood is the tower. Like, we don't. The Chinese theater is kind of cool, but it's not as cool. There's not a great picture opportunity the way it was designed for.
Well, and they take it so far back, too.
Yeah, it's like it just ends up being really small. Yeah, there's a ton of people at both of them. Like, that's like a huge, we're talking, that's a castle picture line for Magic. That's not a... Oh, there we go. Through the tree. We're swimming upstream right now, so it's kind of a hard direction to go. But we'll duck in and check to see if the pin board is out here. It's normally not, this early. Generally, the only one that's going to be out is the one at Crossroads this early in the morning. But we always duck in here because it's nice and cool. We're not big merchandise people, so when it comes to us, there won't be we won't get a lot of streaming, walking around looking at merchandise, because if we look at too much merchandise, we might buy things. And we are dangerous enough buying pins. Sorry, I haven't really been paying attention to the chat. Hi, everybody. Thanks, Patriotism, for jumping in. I know it's a work day for most folks. It's a work day for me, but I took the day off, so. But I have to work tomorrow, so it'll be a fun long drive today and jumping right back into work tomorrow. I've already been getting work emails and work chats, and I just have to ignore them for today.
I think I have.
You don't think you have any? I don't think you have anything to trade anyway. You need one of mine? It's cool looking. You want one of mine? She's gonna steal one of my stitches to trade out for the lamp. There we go.
Thank you.
We'll gift the board with the stitch. That'll probably be gone in like 2 seconds. Okay. That's right. Probably a good idea. Still a lot of people at the ticket scans coming in, so that may be why it looked like it wasn't as busy. So they're still backed up at the ticket scanners. The folks coming in. But we'll come check this board. There's usually a board over here at this Movie Land, which is kind of to a certain extent, it's kind of a forgotten board. It's one people don't come to. It's like it was out and ready to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There, but I'm waiting on that one.
Yep. All right. Well, we are done for the day. We're going to be headed home, so we're going to end it out. I don't have any like super interesting, thoughtful like outro of, you know, anything crazy. There are some people that have a great, maybe I need to come up with a script of something to say at the end of the stream to sign off with. But I'm not that creative. So I thank everybody for joining for today. That will be it for our stream. We won't be back until the end of September. So we don't even know if we're going to be streaming at that point. So you can go ahead. But we won't even know if we're going to be streaming at that point. We'll see what happens. We'll see how we feel. But thanks everybody for joining for the time that you guys joined for us, and we hope all you guys have a great day. I would encourage, go take a look to see who else is streaming around and support your local streamer by watching them. All the streaming content is a lot better than ours, but I'm sure there's folks out there streaming this morning.
Good to
Watch
see those
them.
of you that ran into us in the park. And
Thanks everybody that said hey. Hope everybody has a good day. We'll talk to you guys later, maybe. Bye. Thanks everybody.